Hey guys, Alex here, otherwise known as Clash was still part of the Blueprint base building media team, and today we're going to be jumping in to take a look at some of these anti-2-star bases. We're going to be jumping in to take a look at some defenses, and we're going to be breaking down some 3-star strategies on these kind of bases later on in the video. But if this is something you guys do enjoy, of course, let us know down in the comments, and also leave a like on the video while you guys are down there. But first up, we're going to have some War and Glory action. Now, these guys are semi-retired. They don't play professionally anymore. They just like to do some of these wars as and when they can, but they are still some really incredible attackers, and we're going to have Boone coming in here first. Now, these bases are really difficult to attack in the fact that most of the time when you're used to playing in these competitive league wars, you're going to be coming up against anti-3-star bases. So if you're not a Legends League expert, these kind of bases are not too familiar to you. So it really is good to try and keep these in the back of your mind. Make sure you are playing competitively in Legends League, or at least trying to come across as many different bases as possible. We've got Burger Boss from Empire Gaming going to be coming up on defense, and we'll see things start to go sideways pretty early on here for Boone, and sadly that means those heroes are going to be walking the wrong way. We do have the log launcher pushing through into the middle of the base, and of course we were looking for those heroes to follow the log launcher and snag that town hall, because we have hog riders. That's right, hog riders coming through in the back end of this attack, which is really difficult if you do not snag that town hall early on, because it basically means, like what Boone is doing here, you're going to have to commit a lot of spells to protect those hog riders against the multi-target inferno beams of the town hall. Now, I don't know if you guys caught it at the start of this attack, but we did also have the Tesla farm up towards that 12 o'clock section of the base, which did distract the king long enough for that single target inferno to take him out and to stop him completely funneling that top section and pushing the remainder of our heroes in. So Tesla farms are something that you guys will need to make sure you are really careful with when attacking these kind of bases, because they can completely mess up lots of different style of attacks. But you'll see this attack from Boone here, sadly it's going to finish up a very low percent 2-star, and not at all what the guys over at War and Glory would have been looking for. Now, we have another War and Glory player here, another semi-retired is Gareticus. He is going to be coming on through with these Super Dragons. Now, this was after the recent update, so these Super Dragons have seen a nerf. So I don't really think they're quite as strong as they used to be, but we are still seeing a handful of players using them, and they were very strong on these style of bases prior to that update. Again, we're going to be using the king and queen, however this time we're going to be using them onto the outside of the base to help funnel those super dragons into the core. Now, one of the good things about these style of bases is incredibly difficult sometimes to path your troops right into the middle of the base. Now, Gareticus here opts to use the flame flinger down towards the 6 o'clock section of the base, which is always a real gamble, because it means you do not have that safe blimp like the typical style of attacks coming in with Super Dragons do to secure that town hall. So Gareticus coming here in the back end does make sure he has that Royal Champion in hand. He held it as long as he possibly could, and he's going to be going ahead spamming down the skeleton spells that he had brought in this army composition, as well as a couple of free spells. He is going to be able to pick up that town hall with his Royal Champion, but sadly those Super Dragons pushing through in the attack really did not make too much headway through in this base, and it is going to be another successful defense coming in here for Empire Gaming. You'll see that Flame Flinger popping there on the back end. They're going to be able to get maybe 1, maybe 2 more percent points on the board, but it's going to be able to finish up an 83% 2-star. But I think it's about time we see some 3-star action, and who's better than one of our very own pro players, Alfonso. Now, Alfonso has been playing for a few different teams, and if you guys didn't know, he is incredibly good. We've had him on doing some base building sessions, we have had him on doing some Legends League hits, so if you guys do want to check out those videos, make sure you subscribe and head over to check them out. He honestly is absolutely amazing with so many different strategies, but he's actually going to be coming in here with a Blizzard Lalo. He's also, of course, why not, going to be bringing in a Golem for his Sui, but you'll see this Blizzard kicking off proceedings, going to be able to pick up a nice little bit of value, grabbing the Town Hall, also grabbing multiple other defenses, and he completely clears out this entire top section of the base by using his Grand Warden and a miniature Lalo to kick off proceedings. king and queen both going to be coming in behind that golem I mentioned in the earlier in this attack. You'll see coming in through from that left hand side of the base, that golem doing a great job protecting that king and queen. Royal champion also going to be making an early appearance here in these style of attacks. Sometimes we do see them held right till the last second like we did in the prior 2 attacks, maybe to secure that town hall if we don't quite get it, but everything so far for Alfonso is going to plan. Now, this is a really good way to break down a base, using that blizzard to take down a massive section, then using your Sui, whether that's 2 of your heroes, your king and your queen, or all 3, your king, queen, and royal champion. And then the Lalo on the back end, like we're seeing from Alfonso here, is really easy. He honestly hardly needs any Lalo to clean up the remainder of this base. At this point, it's nearly even a completely swagged Lalo. We do still have that queen ability in hand as well. Multi-target Inferno on the back end is going to be a little bit troublesome, as are those red bombs, but we have plenty left up in store for this attack. That queen with her ability going to be able to tidy up these last remaining defenses, and Alfonso, one of our very own pro players, are going to show you guys how you can break down and 3-star these pretty tough anti-2-star bases. There it is, the final building goes down, and that is a 3-star on the board. So we have one more attack to showcase for you guys, and this is also going to be coming in from Badzinger. This time it's going to be Hugo Stiglitz. He is going to be coming in with, it looks to be, another Blizzard Lalo. Yep, that's exactly what it's going to be. We're dropping down that Blizzard directly through next to that Town Hall, trying to grab as much as we possibly can. Ideally looking to pick up the Eagle Artillery, maybe even grab the Clan Castle troops if at all possible. Sadly, doesn't end up getting too much because those Super Wizards did step up into the Town Hall of Poison. We do still grab a nice little bit of the base right there to kick off proceedings. So Hugo, very similar here to Alfonso, going to be bringing in a little bit of a mini tank, this one only an ice golem coming out in front of his king and his queen. So it's going to be interesting to see if he also opts to use his royal champion early on in this attack, or if he's going to potentially hold her for slightly later on. King, making sure we're protecting him with that free spell, going to be using a super wall breaker right there just to open up that first section, so another super wall breaker can maybe let our heroes push all the way through into the core. King's ability going to get smashed right there, and that means we can get through the scatter shot over here towards that 3 o'clock section of the base. Still making some really nice progress. That queen still with ability means we should be able to grab this multi-target Inferno. Need to keep an eye here because that Lava Hound has now been lured. Now, unlike Alfonso, Hugo Stiglitz has a lot of the base to try and take down here with his Lalo, but he does still have his Royal Champion, which is now going to be coming in to try and deal with this single target Inferno, protecting up our Queen over there towards that 3 o'clock section of the base as well with that invisibility spell, making sure we take down those defenses and keep our balloons pathing exactly where we want them to. A couple of headhunters also pushing through, trying to deal with some of these enemy heroes. We have a lot more spells in this composition for our Lalo portion of the attack than Alfonso did in that previous one. He went very heavy on his Sui and his Blizzard initially, whereas you'll see Hugo here committing a lot of haste spells as well as some free spells through into his Lalo portion. But it's a very nice Lalo coming in from him. He's going to be able to clean up Demo from T to P right here, and this, of course, is going to be another 3-star coming through with Lalo, which arguably is probably the strongest strategy in the game if you guys are able to master it. So if you want to know how to take down one of these style of bases, well, Hugo and Alfonso have given you some pretty nice examples here, both using Blizzard, Sui, Lalo. A difficult strategy to master, but certainly one that you guys should be thinking about. If you guys are interested in learning how to do one of these attacks for yourself, we have pro sessions that you guys are able to grab for yourself over on our website as well as our Discord server, so make sure you guys go ahead and check them out. But thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace. Hey, we finally made it as Supercell content creators, and myself and the team have a little something to say to you guys.
Hey, usa el código BLUE.
Use code BLUE.
Usem o código BLUE.
Use code BLUE.
Utilize o code BLUE.
Use code BLUE.
Usa el códice BLUE.
Use code BLUE.
Benutzt code BLUE. Use code BLUE.
Use Kananabule, code BLUE.
Use code BLUE.
用不录代码。
Dark Clashers. Gebruik code BLUE.
Use code BLUE.
Usa el código BLUE.
Use code BLUE.
সবাই ব্লু কোড ব্যবহার করবেন।
Hey! Use code BLUE!